thank you all for being seated till the very end. I'm sure you had a really great time, attending the All India Student Congress. So before I start off with the main talk, I would probably like to ask a few questions that are, which you might find unrelated, okay? So I'm going to ask you a few questions on your consumption, okay? So let's just say, can anyone tell me how much of food do you have every day? Okay, how many meals do you have a day? 3? Anyone more than that? Oh, there's one person, 4. Good man, good. 5. Okay, I guess this is turning into a bidding session. Okay, so I'll take it as 3, which is normal. Okay, so how much of energy do you consume? Does anyone know that? Not too many. Okay, probably, you need to refer your, utility bills or something. Okay, how much of water do you consume? Let's not boil down to liters. Probably buckets. How many buckets of water do you use? 1 bucket, half bucket. Definitely can't be 0, please. Okay, 5. Okay, let's just agree it's 3. So I'll tell you later on why I've asked you, about your consumption patterns. So while talking about consumption, we as engineers, we need to take into consideration that consumption of any form is definitely going to have an implication on the environment, either in the near future or in the long run. I've been doing I've been doing a lot of reading, and has anyone come across game theory? Can you raise your hands, please? Okay, so game theory is more into probability, predicting, and a lot of complicated things. But there is one particular theory in game theory which is called the tragedy of commons. So I'll just give you a small example of tragedy of commons. You need to consider yourself as a village, a self-sustaining village where people have cattle, okay, cows basically, and there's a common piece of land connecting 3 or 4 villages, and the farmers from each of these villages are going to let their cows graze on these lands. So let's just assume you guys, probably we can divide this entire hall into 4 sections, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, each of you is a village. Each of you send out your cows into the field, and these cows just keep continuously grazing on those lands, okay? So remember, the land is a common land, okay? But the cows are allowed to graze on it, there's no restriction, the resources are being consumed, and ultimately the profit, which is in terms of the milk produced or the meat, whatever it is going to be directed to just individuals, the farmers or the different sections. But as such, there is an overall loss. And this loss is the common property, meaning to say the grassland. So ultimately down the lane, people are going to realize that the grassland is going to be depleted. And once the grasslands are gone, the cows are going to be hungry. And once the cows are gone, your agriculture, your farming, everything is going to be affected, and all the 4 villages are gone. People are ultimately going to die out of drought. Now, the reason why I've told you this is, take any system in the natural world, take any system in technology, take any system that is running based on a process. It needs to be comprehensive, meaning to say there should be no loose ends. The very reason why we have several, environmental depletion factors, like air pollution, land pollution, water pollution, is because most of our processes or most of our systems are open-ended, meaning to say we are not able to utilize the waste. So what I'm trying to basically explain to you is that nature and technology have to go hand in hand very soon. And there has been a lot of work that is going on, but pretty soon all of humanity have to design systems to make sure that nature and technology go hand in hand. Now, okay, a question to all of you guys. Guys, can I have your attention, please? Guys at the back? Yeah. So as students and sometimes young professionals, we involve ourselves in a lot of, eco-friendly activities, as they call it, green activities, eco clubs. There's a lot of work going on in several campuses. So what do we normally do as a part of these activities? Can someone tell me? Probably from here. What do you guys normally do for a green fest or an eco club fest or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Mallikarjun. I'm from Bangalore section. We have hubs in our Bangalore section. So we conducted one event called iGreen. We made it a hub level, and in that we started with a plantation, and we had some events. Techni- yeah, we have some events. So we conducted this to just make aware of people, like quiz and some T-shirt painting seminars on that, and all are depending upon this environment thing itself, just to make aware. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So, most of these eco activities are, tree plantation, probably nature walks, bird watching, which I do also, and a lot of stuff just to show that we love nature and that we are, having a very clean and green environment. But, down the lane, so I'm going to tell you about how I shifted, or rather merged my interest for both nature and technology, and the reason why I'm here before you today. It has been a very long and hard journey, I should say. A lot of people, a lot of engineers today are putting in a lot of physical effort into, gaining a lot of, momentum with environmental activities. But how many of us are actually utilizing our intellect? We are spending 4 years of our engineering education learning about technology, learning everything right from the scratch. How to build PCs or how to build machines or engines, so on and so forth. And why don't we use this engineering knowledge to perform, eco-friendly activities is the question. I think this is something we all need to think about. So at this point, let me pause and ask you, how are you as individuals, guys at the back, everybody here, please? It's a question that you need to ponder on as engineers. Okay? So how are you exactly connected to the environment? We are talking about networking, right? I mean, IEEE is all about networking. So when it comes to technology, when it comes to your life as a whole, you're a part of the planet. So you're definitely connected to the planet. So how are you connected to the environment? Can someone tell me? Just one person. Anyone? Okay, so let me just tell you that the connections are abundant. You cannot specifically say that you're connected to planet Earth in this particular way. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the places we walk, everything, our experiences, everything changes. And in every way, we are connected to the planet. And let me just tell you that our planet is more like a human body. And every problem that it faces is a disease. So I'm just saying, let's just consider a person, okay, who has cold, who has fever, who has, I'm just throwing out diseases. I'm just chicken pox, or so many pneumonia, name it. He just has 6, 7 diseases, okay? So how would you exactly treat that man? Would you treat him for each of those specific diseases, or would you treat him or would you look for the core reason why he is having so many diseases? How many say core reason? Lift your hands. Okay, I'm very happy. Most of you do agree with that. So it is the core reason. You need to look at the one problem that is actually a cause for all these problems to enter. In the same way, the earth is facing many problems. We as humanity living on the earth are facing a lot of problems. What are they? Water crisis? Yes. You do agree? Energy crisis? Yes. Food crisis? Yes. Disaster crisis? Yes. We had the Uttarakhand floods recently. Yeah. So in each of these, all of this is a part of a single body, planet Earth. And so prior to joining college, I was a guy who was very much interested in nature activities. I used to go out, looking for snakes even in the campus today morning we spotted one. So it was more of a nature, a disconnected kind of pathway that I took from technology. But then once I joined college, I chose to become an electrical engineer for the reason that, at one point of time I came to a realization that without technology, you really cannot bring about a sustainable world, a sustainable living. So in my first year, I happened to start up and mentor my eco club, CARE, which was led by my mentor, Dr. Murugavel. And then in my second year, I happened to be selected as a international climate champion by the British Council, through which we organized a lot of outreach programs to nearby villages to have them conserve and to have them promote a lot of green activities so that, they can promote sustainable living. Being the societies that are there at the bottom of the pyramid. And in the third year, I happened to receive an award from the Wipro Foundation, from Mr. Azim Premji. And, after all these, events, something really struck my head. I mean, should I be accepting my offer from Cognizant? Should I be accepting my offer from Summit Tractors? I mean, these were brilliant offers. The paychecks were really fat. Okay? And I just thought, entering into these domains, would I be able to make a change? Would I be able to impact the life of a man who actually comes up to me and tells me that he's not able to, go to his field in the night because there's no electricity? Or how do I actually bring in change to the life of a student who's not able to study at night because there is no light? So there came a question in my mind, light. Because of which, light, and to have light these days, we need power. So I chose to address the problem of energy crisis. So as I was searching for an opportunity, I met a gentleman who's there in this crowd right now, who happened to take me into his organization. He mentored me with his skills, kicked me around a lot because I was just adamant. I was more towards the nature and not towards technology. But then again, as a research assistant today, I'm able to, guide my own juniors. I'm able to learn a lot. And all of this has boiled down to the foundation, to the initiation of a really beautiful organization that we all know as Solar Lane Foundation today. And through the foundation, so, it has been a really great, I would say it was a metaphysical and a meta-emotional journey for me as a part of Solar Lane Foundation. We started off by giving free solar lamps to kids. We sent out students, very much in link with SITE, with the IEEE SITE team. We followed a model where we actually went out, we sent students to take surveys across villages. We identified school students who required solar lamps. We gave them solar lamps and, well, it didn't end there. We actually went to these kids and we interacted with them, and these kids are so, it was a magical feeling, I should say. It was really great. When a kid actually comes up to you and tells you, Annaya or Bhaiya or Didi, Anna, Akka, let it be anything, any language. These kids come up to you and they tell you, I was able to secure a better percentage in my 10th grade or 12th grade or whichever class he or she studies in, with the help of a single solar lamp. And we have proof now that these solar lamps have actually brought out a topper in one of the villages near Sriperumbudur where we first started out our projects. And this kind of a positive change, all of your claps are going out to the teams that did it. Definitely not to Solar Lane Foundation, definitely not to me. So make it bigger, please. Thank you. So then again, I'll be done in 5 minutes. So then again, we realized, okay, fine. So we took care of the social aspect. We were able to distribute free solar lamps. But then again, we are talking about a country that's, I would say, steaming out engineers at a rate faster than it can handle. How many engineers do we have in our country today? From Tamil Nadu alone, we have, more than 1 lakh of engineers coming out every year. So then again, we need to make these people industry ready. We need to make them employable. Or if not employable, we need to actually teach them tools to make sure that they are able to sustain or they are able to create a positive change through some kind of initiative that they start off on their own. We have had a lot of sessions by Mr. Vijay Anand yesterday, the day before, the startup guy. We had a speech today by Mr. Vineet, who spoke on social entrepreneurship. So there are a lot of abundant opportunities, but we as engineers are not ready. How many of us actually know to use Simulink? Not the lab experiments that they teach you in college. I'm talking about designing your own systems in Simulink. No? LabVIEW? So, see, these are tools that are actually required for people in their MS, for you to design systems at your workplace, if you're working in core sectors. And I think IEEE is one such organization that's actually helping you get into these core sectors. So then, there was a transition. So, as a part of Solar Lane Foundation, we decided that we need to mentor students in research, in educational programs, in outreach, And that is how we came out with the state level and national level solar workshops and competitions, of which I'm sure many of you would have heard, especially the people in the Madras section. And we were able to reach out to an unbelievable 1,000 students, close to 1,000 students, through these workshops. And each of them built their own solar lamps. They were able to take it to their homes, show it to their parents, and tell them that, wow, mom, look at me. I made a solar lamp. And the first time I made my solar lamp, my mom was like, Rajesh, you were in engineering? I mean, she asked me a question because I was out of the class most of the time in college. So it was unbelievable. It was a tremendous change. And this change that was brought into me by my mentor, by the director of Solarian Foundation, Mr. Vineet, who's here right now. I wanted this change to resonate to several more engineers, to several more students who were interested in this. And so far, now Solarian Foundation has completed a year. October 1st was the first year. And the progress has been amazing. We are trying to expand into a lot of places, but then again, what I'm trying to say is, it all requires your effort. And I would like to finish off with this talk by just telling you a couple of things that I found to be my motivation. First, it is the meaning of the word guru. Can anyone tell me that? I don't want the guys who were at the F2F meet, please. I've already told this, so it's the same trick done again by the same monkey. Okay. Anyone? Does anyone know the meaning of guru? Guys from the Hyderabad section, Delhi. Please, yes.
Gu means light and Ru means darkness. So the Kumar Vivekananda from Kharagpur. So a person who enlightened us from darkness to lightness, he is the Guru.
Clap your hands, please. Clap your hands. Wow. After so many talks, I think Kumar is the one guy who actually defined it perfectly. So this is exactly probably the core value that I personally follow. Enlightening others, dispelling darkness. So, and by darkness, I mean to say, I would like to see engineers who don't want to get, placed immediately in companies to get fat paychecks. I would like to see engineers who are more perseverant, who are more determined to follow their own path. I would like to see engineers who, wear a t-shirt which says, keep calm and learn more. And I would also like to see engineers who have mentors and role models. I'm not asking you guys to look at people, like our great leaders, Gandhiji, Nehru, I would even say Adolf Hitler is an inspiration to a few. You don't have to go for the people in the history. Look at people around you. I've been very lucky to have my best friends, Aarti and Tejashwini. I've been very lucky to have my mentor, Dr. Murugavel, who actually got me into snake catching and bird watching. And last but never the least, and probably on the top of all this, Mr. Vineet, who was actually able to put up with me for the past 1 year and make me into who I am today. So it is very important to have a personal connect with people, get their support, and truly realize your potential to be an engineer. And not just an engineer, but be an engineer of change. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. The intensity of your applause tells that how impressive and how, kind of inspiring it was. He's very young, and despite he being very young to me, I learned a lot of things from him. Thank you, Rajesh. As a token of our appreciation, I request Engineer Gopakumar sir to kindly present a memento to Rajesh and Anup. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Anup and Rajesh.